championship bout, the IBF junior middleweight title match. It is a vacant crown. Carlos Santos, who once held the crown with a victory over Mark Meadowlands, had it taken away when he failed to fight Davey Moore on schedule. Tonight he will meet Buster Drayton for the vacant IBF junior middleweight title, and both of these young men feel confident of victory. Buster Drayton, a colorful man who's worked in the stable of Marvin Hagler, and Carlos Santos, a polished, smooth boxer who thinks that he is the deserving champion and he wants his belt back. Let's meet both these young men again. San Juan southpaw Carlos Santos first drew international attention in 1976 at the Olympic Games in Montreal. Moving on to the pros, he reeled off 18 straight victories before meeting Wilfred Benitez in his first title bid. Benitez outboxed Santos to retain the WBC crown. Branded a runner and a defensive fighter, Santos erased that label when he battled Mark Meadowlands for his IBF junior middleweight title. They went toe-to-toe for 15 rounds. Santos took the decision and the title. Santos made his first and only title defense against Francis Louis Acarius, and then, unable to defend his crown due to a supposed injury, was stripped of his belt by the IBF, a belt the former champion wants back. Buster Drayton's boxing ability and punching power, coupled with an up-and-down record, make him an enigma to the boxing world. Taking out the likes of Clint Jackson, Drayton would fall into a tailspin, only to rebound and get back on the winning track. In May of 1984, Drayton again became a serious contender when he destroyed Great Britain's middleweight champion Mark Kaler in the 7th round. But in April the following year, Drayton gambled by taking a fight with top-ranked James Kinchin on only 2 weeks' notice. Drayton went the distance, but he dropped the decision to the Heat. Now, 4 straight knockouts later, Buster Drayton says he's ready to win the IBF junior middleweight crown.
I was a gym-going guy. I go to the gym all the time, train, get in shape, fight, lose, win, whatever. But when I met Marvin, I found that one thing that was missing. And after I found that, then I was on my way.
Well, I noticed that myself, because I saw you earlier in your career, and then more recently, you were a much different fighter now than you were at that time. Now, after you knocked out Mark Kaler, you looked like you were well on your way, and you fought James Kinchin. I know you took the fight on short notice. Are you ever going to do that again?
Well, no, because I felt as though I paid my dues now. I deserve adequate time to get ready for a fight like everybody else, even though I do stay in the gym all the time. Give me time to get my mind set on it, you know, how I'm going to fight the guy and what style I'm going to use.
Okay, so now speaking of how you're going to fight the guy, originally you were supposed to fight Davey Moore, who's a guy that walks in, throws a lot of punches. Now you're going to fight a southpaw who's a careful southpaw. Any change in your preparation?
Sure, because I was going to use plan A on Davey Moore. If that didn't work, I go to plan B. But since they switched it to Carlos Santos, now I use plan B on him. If that don't work, I use plan A.
What about, do you ever get down as far as plan like E and F?
I don't have to go that far because I work in mysterious ways.
Oh, okay, we know that, right. One round to southpaw, one round orthodox.
I'm funny that way.
Yeah, which way are you going to start this time? You want to tell me?
Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Carlos, you recently had your title stripped. Did this make you lose any desire to continue boxing?
Bueno, sí, yo me... Being that I had an accident in the knee, I had water in the knee, so I had to get an operation. So when they did that to me, when they stripped me out of the title, I was very depressed. But all, you know, the second hand that I got the chance of coming again, Bob Arum gave me this opportunity to regain my title. So I feel happy about it now.
Carlos, how are you going to fight Buster Drayton? Are you going to be box and be careful, or are you going to push him back?
No, boxeo, siempre. I will push him away and try to box him.
Well, there you met Carlos Santos and Buster Drayton. We are back at Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands, and we have seen 2 exciting fights here tonight. An upset in the first one with Minyango taking the title away from Gabby Canizales, and here what we thought might develop into an upset with Jimmy Paul retaining his title in a split decision over the outstanding challenge of Cubanito Perez. Now, let's talk about Buster Drayton, because you've been in the gym with him. You know this guy real well. He's got a great spirit, a great attitude, and it's obvious that he's a little more mature now than he was earlier in his career.
Sure, he's been very impressive lately. As he worked with me, we must have worked at least 3 or 4 years as a sparring partner. And Buster Drayton in the gym, is excellent. But what I want to see, does the pressure fighting for a championship bout, does that affect him at all? He's got great corner people now that are working with him. And let's see if Buster goes out there and fight the fight that he can fight.
All right,
Marvelous. Buster can be champion.
All right, now before we talk about Carlos Santos with Gil Clancy, I think we should take this opportunity to find out from you what you're thinking about in terms of championships. The talk is you're going to fight Thomas Hearns in the fall, provided he gets by Mark. Well, actually, it's not necessarily affected by the Mark Medal fight, but nonetheless, you're scheduled to fight Tommy in the fall. But Sugar Ray Leonard says he's ready for Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
That's that guy.
I want to hear your response. He's gone public. What's Marvin say?
I'm going to go public too, come the end of this month. Then I'll have the answer and the challenge to Sugar Ray Leonard's question. Until then, what's on my mind right now is with the rematch with Thomas Hearns in November.
So there would be no change in your plans for the Hearns fight. In other words, if you decide to fight Leonard, that would occur after the Hearns fight. Is that what you're saying?
You know what would be a proper thing is let Leonard fight guys like Hearns or Mugabe or Donald Curry. Then come see the boss.
Well, of course, Sugar Ray says he doesn't need to fight anybody before he fights you. He's ready to fight you. You agree with that?
Well, I give you that answer. It comes the end of the month.
All right. Well, there we'll find out. I think, is it the 24th of this month? Is that your schedule?
30th.
The 30th of June, we'll hear from Marvelous Marvin Hagler. All right, now just quickly, Carlos Santos' strategy against Drayton. Can you have one against Drayton?
Well, Carlos Santos is a cute southpaw, and he's a great technician. But technicians make moves off other guys' moves. You never know what Drayton's going to be. I think he's going to have all the trouble in the world with Buster Drayton.
Okay, well, here comes Buster Drayton.
Let's go.
And Buster Drayton, remember, was scheduled to fight Davey Moore for this vacant IBF crown. And just to reiterate the circumstances surrounding this title, the International Boxing Federation 154-pound title, Davey Moore and Buster Drayton were to be fighting for the crown because it had been taken away from Carlos Santos, who was not ready to fight Davey Moore on schedule. So he was pushed aside. Moore and Drayton were to meet for it. Then Moore hurt himself training, has tendonitis in an elbow, and had to stand aside, opening the door for Carlos Santos, who is currently ranked number 3 by the IBF, Drayton number 2, and Moore number 1. And a very relaxed-looking Buster Drayton is in the ring with smiles for the crowd here at the Brendan Byrne Arena. And our third Triple Crown Championship event is ready to get started. The IBF Junior Middleweight Championship, and here comes the former champion Carlos Santos from Puerto Rico, 30-1 with 21 knockouts, 30 years of age. Buster Drayton, 32, so these are two experienced veteran boxers battling for the World Championship. Davey Moore will now have to wait for the winner of this one before he'll get his opportunity when he's healthy again. Carlos Santos, handsome man, coming in with a bit of a beard and a mustache into the bout. Curly locks against the smiling Buster Drayton from Philadelphia.
Good luck.
Buster coming over to say hello to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. They've spent a lot of hours in the gym together.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, who's that guy is, if you heard that comment, it's from our Marvin Hagler, and it's Bobby Boogaloo Watts, a fine professional in his own right for many years. Carlos Santos in the ring. And we are ready now for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship. Carlos Santos and Buster Drayton. And let's go up to the ring and Michael Buffer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to part 3 of the Triple Crown event. This bout, again, is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation. President Robert W. Lee, supervisor at ringside, Walter Stone. The 3 judges for this bout will be John Stewart from New Jersey, Robert Ramirez from Puerto Rico, and Carol Paulus from Pennsylvania. Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce a gentleman that will sing the national anthem of Puerto Rico. He is the former light heavyweight champion of the world and now the chairman of the New York State Athletic Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, Jose Torres.
Stand up, please, for the Puerto Rican national anthem. La tierra de Borinquen, donde he nacido yo, es un jardín florido de mágico primor, un cielo siempre nítido le sirve de dosel y dan a cuyos ríos plácidos, las olas a sus pies, cuando a sus playas llegó Colón, exclamó lleno de admiración, oh, esta es la linda tierra que busco yo. Es Borinquen la hija del mar y el sol, 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 del mar y el sol.
Thank you, Jose Torres. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed a pleasure. We have a guest here in our country who's going to sing America the Beautiful. You've seen his son fight on television many times. He's the featherweight champion of the world. And you've heard this man sing Danny Boy at his son's fights broadcast from the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, the father of Barry McGuigan, Pat McGuigan, accompanied by Roger Rosenberg, to sing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber ways of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, God shed his grace on thee and crowned thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Let's hear it from Pat McGuigan, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking forward to see his son defend his title June 23rd from Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble. This bout scheduled for 15 rounds in the junior middleweight division. The referee for this contest from Elizabeth, New Jersey, is Tony Orlando. And now introducing first in the red corner. He's wearing the white trunks with black letters and weighs 152 3/4 pounds. He's from the South Philly neighborhood of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. His professional record, 27-9-1, 20 big knockouts. He's ranked number 2 in the world by the IBF. Ladies and gentlemen, Buster the Demon Drayton. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with white trim and weighing an even 153 pounds. He's from Ciegua, Puerto Rico. His professional record, an excellent one at 30 wins and only 1 defeat, 21 KOs. He's the former IBF junior middleweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos, the Time Machine Santos.
Well, we're ready now for the IBF junior middleweight bout. Referee Tony Orlando with the final instructions. And as we look at the tail of the tape, we see them standing even at 5'10". Santos coming in at 153. Drayton 152 3/4, both well under the 154-pound limit. And two interesting anthem singers, Jose Torres, a multi-talented former light heavyweight champion of the world, currently the commissioner of the New York State Athletic Commission, and also a noted journalist. And now we find out that at least he sings in the shower. I wonder how many nights it took him to get ready to sing the Puerto Rico anthem a cappella here. And Pat McGuigan, father of Barry. All right, this is round number 1. Buster Drayton in white from Philadelphia, and Carlos Santos, the former champion, in red. Vacant crown available for the winner of this. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy and marvelous Marvin Hagler, our special guest commentator on Showtime coverage of the Triple Crown tonight.
Look like Buster's getting ready to try to throw that overhand right from the opening bell. Sometimes it's kind of bad for guys to lead like that.
I think we're going to get the key to this fight real early. If he spends his time trying to figure out Santos, he'll still be trying to figure him out at the end of 15 rounds. But if he just wings the way the Buster and we knows wings, then he'll be okay.
Well, he'll try to take some punishment like that too to try to get some more. Since that Ali, that rope-a-dope thing there, it's ruined so many good fighters.
Well, I agree with you 100% on that. I'd never let one of my guys do that in the gym or in the ring.
Well, you get bad habits that way, that's for sure.
Keep him up, Carlos.
Can't take too many of those on the body.
Nice snappy punches by Santos.
You walk on your toes by the end of 5 more years. Sometimes Buster gets to be like Daisy in there, you know, and he'll put you to sleep.
Well, he can't let this guy hypnotize him.
That's for sure.
Put him to sleep, but he'll be, as I say, he'll be still doing the same thing after 15 rounds.
Well, he finally got his first solid punch off. Quick jab. Nice stiff jab he hit him with. The Santos can be a cutie pie out there. I can see that.
Oh, he's a very, very difficult guy to fight. He's only lost one fight, you know.
But you notice that Santos haven't broke a sweat before he came out here, and I wonder if that might be a factor in this first round. But he's shooting a lot of straight right hands, though.
Santos only lost to Wilfred Benitez in an earlier title try, the WBC title. Drayton, on the other hand, an up-and-down career, has lost 9 times against 27 wins and a draw. 20 KOs in his 27 victories.
Well, Buster's been there with so many sparring partners that it's like a workout to him in the gymnasium.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it could be bad. You know, this is the real thing here, and you're going for the biggest pie of all. And that's the championship.
Under 30 seconds to go in round 1. Carlos Santos getting an opportunity that he must have wondered would come or not.
Nice, right there. I think he shook him up with that right hand right there. He's hurting this boy. He's hurting him.
Yes, he did.
Buster's hurt him. He's hitting him right on the head with that punch. With that right hand.
The end of round number 1 as Carlos Santos, the ex-champion, who claimed that he had an injured knee and forced the postponement of his scheduled fight against Davey Moore. The title lifted, but he said that he felt fate would give him another opportunity. Well, fate turned out to be an injury to Davey Moore in training. Ismael Leandri as manager. He's trained by Lenny De Jesus.
Buster Drayton. All depends.
Going back into round number 1.
He looked good here. He attacked him with a good right hand right on top of the head.
Wobbled him a little bit there, and then after that he followed up pretty good, Marlon.
Pretty good. Let's see if he can keep that flow going now. Like I said, Buster will put you to sleep out there sometimes.
In the corner of Buster Drayton, Ivan Cohen, Augie Shkumeka, and Bobby Watts. Bobby Boogaloo Watts, former professional middleweight.
You know, when Buster Drayton boxed the Heat Kinchin in England, 1 round he'd box southpaw, the next round orthodox style. I'm surprised he hasn't tried boxing southpaw and see if that would be effective against Santos.
Well, I think he will, but I think he's more effective being right-handed because he looked like he's ready to throw that overhand right, and I think that right hook or the right overhand right is the key to this fight.
Well, I think the key is going to be if Drayton starts to wing to the body. Again, you know, the head moves, but it's going to be able to feel him in the body, you know?
Exactly.
And after you hit him with the first, there it is. You hit him with the first shot underneath, then you can hit him with something else.
You also hear Drayton once in a while start screaming when he's in there. You know, like when you hit the big bag, they holler a little bit. What's interesting is that Mickey Duff's in the corner now, Buster Drayton.
Mickey Duff, British boxing promoter. As
you think Buster Drayton would understand? Excuse me, Mr. Ryan. You think that Buster Drayton would understand Mickey Duff's instructions? He speaks English, you know.
Well, he probably has to feel more confident that he's got a good cornerman in there.
Yeah, but Duff doesn't speak American. He speaks English.
Well, I don't know what he told Mugabe, but I tell you what, he had him coming right at me.
Well, hey, you had a lot going against you. They had the priest and Father Tony.
Father Tony.
Well, as usual in Marvin Hagler fights, though, the outcome remains the same no matter what's coming against you. 10 years without a loss.
I always bring my judges with me.
No, you don't need the judges most of the time, Mr. Hagler.
That's K and O.
K and O, right.
Oof. Nice one. Buster feels very strong.
There's the shot to the body. That's what I'm talking about. Wing to the body.
He's definitely trying to scare him right away. Establish that credit. You got to keep those kind of punches going. Nothing's bothering Buster. You can see the look in his face. He looks determined.
Santos doesn't look bad either.
Ooh, there it is.
Good right hand.
Can't take too many of those.
Wobbled him pretty good again.
Bill Clancy says either 6 rounds or less. Buster Drayton.
All right, there's a prediction from the great Gil.
I think he's right. I think it might go early.
Well, that's because he's had 2 15-round fights and he's ready to go home.
Yeah.
Final seconds of round number 1. Yeah, make it round 2. Pardon me. Well, let's go into the corner of Buster Drayton and see what Bobby Boogaloo Watson Company have to offer.
You're looking for a place to fall. Only thing you got to do is go out there and throw punches. Put the punches together. Ain't nobody throwing no 1 and 2. Come on, you got to go. The man looking for a place to fall, okay? Let it come down, man. Come on. Come on, man. He's waiting on you. You want to fall. All you got to do is put the punches together. Okay, to come. Come on, okay? Let's not job around and go. Come on now, let's go, dude.
Go out southpaw and get off on this guy. We'll stop playing with him.
Keep on sticking him, Jimmy. Don't give him a chance to elbow. You get off. Put them together, okay? I'll get it. Come now, man. Let me hear that, Jimmy. Come on, man.
All right, now I want you, if you were sitting there hearing all of that coming at you, would you just blank it out, or would you try to pick something up?
I think you would have to, really.
Wait a minute.
When I said something sensible. I got him now.
I tell you, if Buster could throw as many punches as they spoke words, the fight would be over in about 10 seconds.
Well, Buster came out winging with a right to the body.
That's the kind of thing we've got to keep establishing. Try to either, if nothing else, scare his opponent with them big blows. Make him make a mistake out there.
Maybe all of that translated to go out there winging with a right to the body. That's what they told him, evidently. Round 3.
Buster's always in tremendous shape, so I'm not worried about that at all.
I wouldn't be surprised at the end of this round if Buster doesn't go to a neutral corner so he can rest.
Now, see, what Buster does is once he gets his opponent hurt, he'll stop. But let's see if he does this in a championship fight. You notice that he carries that left hand very low.
Well, he's inviting you to punch at him because he wants a counter.
Well, he just caught a good right hand right there, squaring him up.
Let's go. Okay, let's go.
That's the lazy man's way of doing it, you know? Make the guy punch at you. Santos is a good boxer. He throws really efficient punches.
Yeah, well, Buster looks the stronger out of the both. Like I said, Buster's a gym fighter, and he fights like this in Philadelphia every day. They're winging him. This is what I told you we was going to be looking for.
There's the shot.
Right underneath there. Hit him in that body. He wants to get him in the corner and just let him go. See, Buster, what Buster does, even when I was sparring with him, once you hit Buster with 1 or 2 shots, Buster come right back automatically. That's just been his style. Hit for hit. You got a lot of action here.
Good right hand by Drayton. Santos takes some reps.
He's telegraphing those punches, though, you know, which is very bad. Depends on, you know, you don't always have to have power. Just a little tap of that speed there can put Buster to sleep.
Under the 30-second mark, round 3. IBF Junior Middleweight Championships.
Like they say, what good is power if you can't hit nobody with it?
Right. Buster's air conditioning the building right now. I feel really cool.
Hey, my hair started blowing.
That'd be really cold then, Marvin. Got to be a stiff breeze to get your hair to blow. Sports fans, you've probably been wondering, as I have, all the years I've known Marvin, I never asked him until today how often he had to shave to keep that hair off the top of his head. To show how healthy he is and what great condition he's in. Obviously, his hair is still growing very thickly because you shave it. You told me almost every day.
Sure, you didn't see what Gil told me about.
I'll tell you what happened, Tim. I'll show you what a good guy I am. Before the show started, the producer was complaining that there was a glare off Hackler's head. So I told him, I got an extra rug back in the room. I'll lend it to you if you want it. Want me to go get it now?
Yeah, it is a little shiny.
That is a little bit. Not bad.
I'll never forget in the Mugabe fight in Las Vegas with that rainy weather, there was steam coming off your dome that night. That was an eerie sight. Another boxing first. All right. This is for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. We're into round number 4. And vacant crown, Carlos Santos and Buster Drayton battling to take home the belt.
You got to watch Buster very closely because you never know, too, when he's going to try and switch over it.
Yeah, there we go. He just turned south. But what, are you reading his mind?
Well, I work with the guy well.
Now, you can't be that good. You have signals because as soon as you said it, he switched.
Well, let's see if he establishes something better on this side because he's catching him with the right hook.
Santos, some solid shots in that last exchange. And, you know, there were those, me among them, who thought that this guy was not ready and willing to slug. But in the Mark Medell fight, he showed if the circumstances are such and what he has to do, he'll stand there and bang with you.
He's a very, very good technician.
Nice.
Big right hand. Great.
Damn. He tried to kill him with that. He tried to bust his head with that. I don't know where he threw it from. Well, maybe he's going to be more effective over here on the southpaw side. You know, all southpaws ain't bad, you know.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. You don't like southpaws.
You know my opinion of southpaws.
The old boxing expression, Gil, they should be drowned at birth.
That's correct. Immediately.
It's only few survive.
Well, you managed to keep your guy Rodrigo Valdez away from Marvin during that period very effectively. Didn't consider a challenge from the left-hander.
No, he wouldn't give him to me.
I didn't even want to know who he was, to tell you the truth.
Another big right hand by Drayton.
He's starting to punish him a little bit at a time. And this guy's wrong mistake by doing is trying to hang in there with him.
Shook him up pretty good then, Mom.
Yeah. You see, Buster's not a good finisher.
He's got him hurt now.
He does. Good right hand by Drayton.
He has him hurt. He wobbled him.
Santos punching back, but a little wobbly-legged.
Buster has improved a lot. He's got an ego now. I mean, he's more determined.
Well, he
thought he would let a guy off the hook like that.
He told me if he wins this fight, he's going to ask for you in the next fight.
I tell him, just bring your money. He's letting him slide off the hook now, see?
Nailed him again, though.
What good is power when you can't hit nobody with it?
Under 30 seconds left to go. Santos rallying here.
He's trying to fight back, trying to recuperate. That's one way to keep your opponent off you, by throwing punches. Buster's trying to dig for goal in there with them body shots.
Final seconds, round 4.
That's what he's got to do. Counter right when he throws a punch, he'll throw it right back, which I was talking about earlier.
Into round 4, and I'd like to remind our viewers on Showtime tonight that on June 23rd, top-ranked Caesars Palace in Viewer's Choice, the pay-per-view service, will present an evening of outstanding boxing action, the Triple Hitter, live from Caesars Palace in Las Vegas.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Triple Hitter, starring...
I'm Barry McGuigan, the featherweight king, and I'll run that Sosa right out of the ring.
And starring...
I'm the hitman, and this punch is so true. I will crush Madeo and Hagler too.
And starring...
Me llamo Roberto Mano de Piedra Durán, the brother of the Hagler, not the man.
On June 23rd, you'll see a great show starring Barry
and Thomas
and Roberto.
The Triple Hitter, order now from your pay-per-view system.
Well, I tell you, Marvin Hagler, you better be worried. These guys are out showbizzing you.
Yeah, no, but see, hey, I'm not losing any sleep or no hair over it either.
I want to see you in one of those white tie and tails.
Oh,
and by the way, Barry McGuigan referred to Fernando Sosa, who has since been knocked out of the fight before it got started because it was discovered he had 2 detached retinas, and so he was not allowed to go in. And it's Stevie Cruz, a fine young American fighter from Texas, who will now be battling for the WBA bantamweight crown June 23rd against Barry McGuigan. We're into round 4.
The way this looks is that Buster's just gonna beat this guy around the ring all night until he decides where he wants to fall.
Well, he just may land one big shot.
Yeah, but I don't think Buster takes the biggest shot himself either.
Oh, is that right? Well, hey, there's something to think about, because Santos has got plenty of snap in his punches when he lets them go. Very efficient puncher.
I've seen Buster kind of shaken up in the 10th round against Maldonado. Good fight. Buster beat him for 10 rounds. Then all of a sudden, he kind of got lackadaisical in there, and Maldonado started coming on. Took the decision away from him.
Carlos Santos has never been stopped. His only loss, a 15-round decision to Wilfred Benitez. So if Drayton were to get him, that would be quite an accomplishment.
Well, he probably made a wise move by not fighting if he had water on his knee. But today, that knee don't seem like anything's wrong with it. He's moving around that ring just like anything.
Low blow by Buster Drayton. No warning from the referee.
But Buster's telegraphing every one of those big ones like that to the body.
Well, has he ever done anything differently?
That's
Gentlemen,
true.
excuse me for a moment. Just a reminder to our viewers, because of our extended coverage of Showtime Championship Boxing, other regularly scheduled programming may be delayed or preempted tonight. Please stay tuned for details. You're watching the 3rd of the Triple Crown Championship events on Showtime. The IBF Junior Middleweight vacant title at stake between Buster Drayton in white, Carlos Santos in red. Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, and our special guest commentator, the undisputed middleweight champion, Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
See, Buster's waiting to counter. So when he punches, and that's the only way he's going to throw a punch back. So he'll wait and wait and wait. And that's what he's doing right here. He gets a guy like Mark Meadows away with those quick hands like that. You shouldn't be waiting for this guy. You got to get him out of there early. They're both perspiring pretty heavily right now.
Santos is surprising me with the snap that he has in his punches.
Low blow by Drayton, and that hurt Santos some, and the referee Tony Orlando warns Drayton. And the end of round number 5.
They've both been guilty of it.
There is Carlos Santos. Very good shape. He has been the guy with the footwork, and Drayton's been the man with the power through the first 5 rounds of the fight. I wonder whether Santos can keep up the pace that he's had with all of his movement if he needs to go a long distance. Looking back in round 5, you can see Drayton trying for those home run balls. And there's a low blow that received the warning from referee Tony Orlando.
Well, you know, Santos could be using it as an excuse over there. He don't look too excited about coming right back out.
Yeah, right. He's still holding his groin.
Yeah.
Letting the referee know.
You wonder if it made him mad or not.
We'll soon find out.
Buster, if he can cut down off that power and start putting a little bit more speed, you'll see a different fight. He's got Mark Meadows a little nervous of him now.
Santos.
Santos.
Santos is a real cute guy.
I must got Tommy Hearns on my mind. Nice, quick switch right there. Straight left hand. Another one. Bombs away.
Santos has landed a lot of good body shots.
I don't think there's much scientific to this fight. Bombs away. But what Santos is doing, though, is he's picking his spots.
That's right. Landing clean body shots. Buster's again putting pressure on without throwing too many punches.
Well, you like guys like Buster. I would love to fight guys like Buster because I can get out of the way of them. You know they're coming, he's telegraphing them. And just like that, you just beat him to the punch.
Guy's doing some job on his body, I'll tell you that.
See? There you go. And that's just the way how he has to fight. Just pity pat Santos. That's what he's got to do. Keep him out of range, keep movement. See, Buster went back to right-hand style, huh?
And he's making the mistake of trying to figure Santos out. Now Santos is fighting his already. What do you think of that? And now back to the southpaw.
Another low blow by Drayton and Tony Orlando.
Oh, come on.
They may take some points away.
Let's keep him up now. Let's go.
We're in round 6, scheduled for 15, and I still wonder whether Santos is going to be able to keep up the footwork pace he's established. He's using up a lot of energy. There's a right hand by Drayton.
And he fights right back. Beautiful shot. That's where conditioning always pays off. That's why I always say, Bob, you make sure you're in the best condition getting out here, because you never know what your opponent's got for you.
That's right. I'd never let one of my guys go in the ring and say it's an easy fight. I don't have to be in such good shape. That's a lot of baloney. You got to be in the best shape every time you go in the ring. That's what makes you last a long time.
At the end of round number 6, Buster Drayton and Carlos Santos.
Hey, look, do you want the goddamn title? Do you want the title? Being goddamn fight like you want, man. Come on. You can't pull my cup. Bring his cup out. Now, come on, goddamn. We got to go to work. We getting a good job. You let a man run. You ain't doing nothing. You want the title? You got to run, man. Come on, man. This guy was waiting. Right into it. Hit him with it. Look, forget about the body shots, okay? Throw your punches straight over the top. Throw them straight out, okay? Gag the man. Throw your doggone punches straight out. Okay? Throw them straight. Yeah, get a spit. Get a spit. Okay? Look for it. Over here and wait. Okay, Demon? Okay, Demon. Now you want the title? Let's go get it. Let's go. Looking for a place to fall, okay? You're looking for a place to fall. Let's go, man.
I believe what Buster's going to have to do is tie this guy down.
Sounds like an Elks convention in his corner every time he goes back there.
I tell you, it's kind of tough to figure it out. He says, I want to start hit him in the body, but throw your punches over the top. But, you know, it's kind of hard to do.
At one point I heard Bobby Watts say, forget about the body. Interesting counsel. A slight nick under the right eye that Eddie Aliano was attending. Wild roundhouse strike by Drayton.
That's what I was trying to tell you about. What good is power when you can't hit nobody with it? Perfect example.
Now we have Drayton fighting southpaw again, and Santos turns around. Look at this tactic. How do you like that?
I love this.
Drayton turned to southpaw. Oh, now Santos is back as a southpaw. He's doing the job on Drayton right now.
In the last round, he started establishing himself pretty good with them quick flurries, quick punches, nothing heavy on him, just getting him out. And that's all he has to do. If he can keep that pace up and keep this going all night, it'll be easier for him, just like this. You notice Santos is still southpaw. So he must have found that he's effective some kind of way over there on Buster.
Now Buster's back fighting orthodox style. The clean and sharper punches are being landed by Santos. There's no question about that.
And that's what he definitely has to do. He has to keep Buster Drayton busy with them kind of punches so that he can't land and he can't throw any of those big ones out. Also try to move in on top of him instead of back, because that's where you're vulnerable to get caught with him on the end of your punches. Like that.
And Drayton losing his balance there in an effort to land the haymaker. No knockdown.
I like what Santos, they're doing a head game right now. Good hurt me, Buster's going to prove to him that I can hurt you.
Good right hand by Drayton
right now. You have to wonder what this Santos is made of. I mean, he just took some good shots.
He sure has. He's done a job on Drayton's body. I wonder if that's going to take anything away from Buster in the latter rounds. Look at that shot. Look at those right hooks to the body.
Under 30 seconds, we go in round 7.
Look at that, body shots, body shots.
Nice, so he's concentrating on that now, Santos is. And by him going to the body, his head's down, so he's missing those big loopers by what Buster Drayton was throwing.
Well, that scored the last 3 rounds for Santos. As we saw in the last fight, the judges aren't always seeing it the same way, but how about you fellas?
I get 2.
Yeah?
No question about it in my mind. The last 2 rounds, Santos won comfortably. The 5th round was questionable. 6th and 7th definitely to Santos. He's throwing by far the cleaner, more effective punches.
Now this is where Drayton can get himself into some trouble if he has these big misses. They use up some energy, and he's wide open, of course.
That takes a lot out of you, believe me. I love to have guys miss like that all night.
He's keeping his cool over here, though.
What you notice is that he was trying to intimidate Buster, and that really got Buster peed right there. You get sloppy with those kind of punches.
So a close fight heading into the 8th round, giving Drayton the early going, and Santos these last at least 2 and probably 3 rounds. The vacant IBF junior middleweight crown, 154 pounds at stake. Davey Moore, no doubt, looking in with interest as his opportunity for it. Lost to a tendonitis in his elbow. He'll have to wait now for the winner of this one.
Nice straight right hand just thrown by Santos.
Little medication under the right eye of Buster Drayton.
The reason why, because Buster is standing straight up now.
I think those body shots took a little something out of him, Marvin.
Well, he's standing straight up. That's kind of bad for a quick guy like Santos. Gives him a target, especially with his hands. Buster's hands are down like that. You notice how Santos is keeping his hands up, and that is just for the outside wide hooks of Buster Drayton, the wild punches like that.
Santos is a very, very good technician.
That really stung Santos right there again. You get stung with those straight in the nose, right in the face. I mean, your whole head just shakes. I think it rattles your brain. That's the kind of technique that Santos has to do, hit and run.
But the mistake Santos is making now is he forgot all about those body punches that were so effective. Oh, big right hand by Drayton. They've nailed each other this round.
Nice body shot by Santos.
Now we went back down to the body. He hurt us.
Sure.
As long as he stays in the body, he's fine.
He's keeping his head down that way also. And he catches most of those big punches on the shoulders.
Under a minute to go here in the 8th round. Some heavy hitting by both combatants.
See, when Buster stands up straight like that, he's vulnerable to be hit. Now, I don't know, I tell you. They both look like they could be shaken up a little bit. They're going punch for punch now, punch for punch. That's what I was saying to you earlier, punch for punch.
Drayton landed 3 good short left hooks. He's the power fighter.
Buster let him out the corner right there, and that's where he should have wanted him. Using the body shots, nice. Nice body.
Good round, really good round by both boxers. Tough one to score. I would call it even. They were really trading well.
You doing dirty trade, right, Demon? You making him hard for yourself, man.
We've got
you all right.
tight
You all right.
fight here as we had earlier tonight. Bernardo
the only thing you got to do is you can't foul the damn man.
the
You got to go
WBA
rest on him.
crown.
Don't punch. The man looking for him. Look, goddamn, you kill this guy. Dude, goddamn fight. You know that, right, Demon? Come on now, we got to go and win the fight, Demon. You can't too far, man. Come on, Demon. You know what to do. Come on now, we got to go to work. We ain't going to no damn belt. Okay? You want to come on now, we can't too goddamn far from this. You can't too far from this. Okay, Demon. Look, get off.
Some heavy slugging by Buster Drayton back in round number 8.
Put him together, guy, go. You looking for a place to fall, okay?
Let me ask you a question, Marvin. If they set those corner instructions to music, would that be a successful rap record?
It would.
I mean, I don't know too much about this rapping, but is that what it sounds like?
It sounds just like that. He's just got to get out there and do his job.
And we mentioned the upset win by Pinango, and of course it was Jimmy Paul defending his crown against Cubanito Perez in an exciting IBF lightweight title fight that went the distance. Split decision to the champion, Jimmy Paul. One judge scoring the fight a draw.
Every time that you think that Buster's got this guy pretty well situated, the guy comes back.
And how does the guy come back? He goes back to the body. Lands a couple of good body shots.
He's protected when he goes to the body also.
Well, you have to remember, Santos took this fight on fairly short notice, too. I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Well, he's in great condition. He's just
well, he's using his legs real well.
Yeah, bouncing around here into the 9th round without stop.
What happens, you get in trouble this way when you start slugging it out. That's the worst thing to do in a fight like this.
He's a smart fighter.
He's using that ring very well. Letting Buster wing all those punches has got to take something out of you.
Buster's dying to throw that right hand. You can see him looking to try to set it up, and he just can't time this guy.
There it goes.
Ooh, nice.
That hurt.
That would hurt. He couldn't smile that one away. That was square on the money.
And the left to the body behind it.
Buster will wait now, see? And he'll come back out of it. You can hit a guy with a real nice hard shot. You hit him with the same thing, and you'll wake him right out of it.
Every time Santos gets in trouble, he goes right back to his bread and butter, right back down to the
body. That's where he's smart. Well, he's a former champion. He should know. Depends on how much Santos wants this. If he sees that he's more effective to the body, I would stay right there.
Buster looks a little tired to me right now. And well, he should be. Spent a lot of energy and took a lot of body punishment.
Getting a little frustrated, I think, too, with this guy. He's like a mosquito.
Well, Jersey's the state for mosquitoes.
Nice.
Big left hand by Drayton.
Good left hook.
Under 30 seconds left, round 9.
Well, I have to say something. Since the last time I have seen Buster, his accuracy has been a little better.
I don't believe this. Santos took Drayton's best shot and punched right back.
And he's moving. Seems like they will take something out of you.
In round 9, an action-packed round again.
Vamos a dar abajo ahora ese round. Abajo nada más. No quiero que me suba arriba. Abajo.
The bigger punches were landed by Drayton as they have been throughout the fight. And there's a big right hand.
That punch there had to hurt, believe me. This is where Santos becomes real smart, though. He's staying tighter. But look at the shots he's taking. And he's still throwing them. This guy's in tremendous shape.
Yes, he sure is. Carlos Santos and Buster Drayton. A tough fight as they head into the 10th round. Santos went 15 with Benitez.
This one starts in the championship material.
Drayton has never been more than 10 in his career. Santos has been 15 twice, losing to Benitez and beating Mark Meadowlands to win the IBF title.
And you know, that fight with Meadowlands was voted by KO Magazine, and I think one other publication, as the outstanding fight of the year. This gives me a lot more respect for Mark Meadowlands, who's going to fight Tommy Hearns in the near future. Because this Santos is a pretty good fighter.
Yes.
Well, Santos not known as a slugger, as you can see. Scored enough knockouts, but right now he's in trouble again with Drayton backing him to the ropes.
He got him right back. And most of them fighters like that will fight off the rope like a Benitez. And you said by him being here with Benitez, look at him going to the body. Nice. Look at this guy.
Boy,
that was amazing, huh?
He got hit some shots by Drayton. Fought right back. You know, sometimes when a guy takes a fight as a substitute, everybody's he's just coming for the payday. Figure maybe I'll get lucky. But boy, there's no question this guy's in great shape, knows how to fight, and wants to win this championship back.
Well, he's so showing that here today, that's for sure.
I like the way he digs those body shots.
Buster gives him too much air. And that's giving Santos a little bit of time to recoup.
And you know, Drayton's getting a little better. He's slipping punches better than I've ever seen him slip them. To the head, I'm talking about.
Nice uppercut.
2 left hands scored by Drayton.
And a right hand, and another right hand.
He had a beautiful overhand. Drayton has that beautiful overhand right.
Another tough round here, the 10th, a minute to go.
Well, you have to give credit to Buster to the first time being in a championship fight. And he looks like he wants it.
They both want it, Marlon.
I think right now, Buster must be thinking, when is this guy going to slow down and start rolling? I'm hitting him with the body shots to try to slow him down, and this guy still comes back.
Anytime Santos wants to score points or get back into a round, he goes right back down to the same shots to the body, and they all land.
But that's some of the things that he has to do. Keep Santos busy at all times.
I am impressed with Santos' conditioning. The shots he's taken, and here he is still on his toes. Moving, moving, moving at the end of round number 10.
Much better this round. Much better this round, okay? Now I want you to continue doing the same way you're doing, okay? Keep on sticking. Keep on sticking, Dean. Don't follow him around. Do something. Get the jabs off, okay? Don't just be walking around and follow him, okay? Now you gotta make it work, okay? Look, as soon as he comes to the body, you follow around him back. Don't let him get off. Make him get off. Okay, good. Okay, look, go left hand this time, okay? You can't jab, okay? I got him, okay? Be right there. Okay? Okay, D, now look, now you stay big,
Well,
okay?
this is action from round number 10.
Don't let him just score and you don't do nothing about it. When you make a miss, don't come back and
I can't see what kept Santos up right there.
go with him with a jab.
Hold it, Carlos. Hold it, that's it. Hold it, right in that corner. All right, let's go.
Round number 11 here on Showtime Championship Boxing, the third of our Triple Crown events. The IBF Junior Middleweight Championship, a vacant title available to the winner of this. Again, as we had in the two earlier fights, very close going into the late rounds. They both went the distance. This one is now into 11. And it is a close fight on our card with perhaps a slight edge to Buster Drayton, but the outcome still to be decided.
Tim, I see how Buster's dropping his hands a lot. He must be concentrating also on going to the body a lot with this guy. I assumed that he figured that he would wear this guy down with the body shots, then take him out by the head. But Santos has been a very tough customer and haven't been cooperating very easy with him.
That's right, he sure hasn't. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Gil Clancy, Tim Ryan were at ringside in the Brendan Byrne Arena at the Meadowlands in New Jersey.
You know, they were a lot more confident in Drayton's corner at the end of the last round. They actually slowed their speaking down. I said, that's better. Now they said that Santos is just trying to survive. I don't buy that. He can nail you at any time.
Yeah, well, you know, for Santos, you know, he has to be in tremendous shape. Must have done a lot of running in order for his legs to constantly have that kind of motion. And that's been the key to this fight for him, to be even up this long. The legs. Like a headbutt there, I think.
Yeah, they banged heads, no question about that.
Buster does have quick hands, which surprise you too, and I don't know how come he really don't use it as much. You notice how he snapped that hard?
Some blood.
Well, they banged heads, Tim. They banged, there's no question about that. That cut definitely came from a butt.
The corner of the left eye of Carlos Santos.
Nice. I tell you, these guys are like warriors in there. This is what boxing should be like. This is what the crowds wants to see now, and the fans. Blood and knockouts.
Under a minute to go in the 11th round.
I think for Santos to really start establishing himself, he's going to have to take the offense a little bit more now. He's going to have to stop banging Buster with some shots.
Buster's going to open up that cut. There you go, right there. See, there you go. A nice overhand right. But Buster will lay back. See what I was saying to you earlier. He'll lay back and let him move around all night instead of executing it. If he ain't careful, he might find himself in trouble before the end of this fight with both hands down like that.
I think Santos is saying to him, why are you hitting me on my cut eye? You know, don't do that.
A nice body shot. I think that kind of hurt Drayton right there because it was right on the money. You get hit in the pit of the stomach.
Into round 11. We're working on Carlos Santos. Dr. Frank Doggett comes in to have a look as well. And the cut on Santos appear to be right on the left eyebrow. And we're going to try and show you where they clashed heads. Wild miss. And then right there.
That was the butt, no question about it.
So you see Drayton off balance in that replay, and as he often is, he's an awkward guy. And Santos chose to come in to kind of counter that off balance. Bang, the two heads collide.
Well, I think that Santos now is coming out to fight more. He's more eagerly to get off the stool that time.
Well, he's going to have to be concerned. That looks like a pretty good gash above his left eyebrow.
It's wide open, Tim. That is a very, very bad cut. Angry cut, no question about it.
I notice he's moving a lot more, Gil. Santos. Oh, how could that one? How could that one?
Oh. And you know, it's a funny thing. Whoa. The only shot Santos is going to have to fight now. He can't move around a box.
And Buster's right there to deliver.
Buster's southpaw now.
He's posing, though. He's posing with that. And Santos is the wrong person to be posing with right there because he'll pop you right quick and move. Like Santos knows he's got to go back to the body now.
And when Drayton turns southpaw, Santos turns orthodox style. It's really funny. It's amazing.
Sometimes it becomes a chess and checker games out there to show the other opponent what you can do better. I got caught up in that for the first 3 rounds when I fought Duran. Now that one there hurt right on the eye, that cut.
Solid right by Drayton.
Well, Drayton is landing the solid punches,
wanging them.
We are in the 12th round, scheduled for 15. Vacant IBF junior middleweight crown at stake.
Nice. Good combination thrown by Buster right there.
Amazing conditioning by Santos, still bouncing around the ring. He has for 12 rounds, although as you point out, Marvin, it's not effective for him right now, the way the fight's going and with the cut.
Well, I can see that he's done a lot of road work, a lot of jump roping, because that's what enables your legs to be that strong, especially taking the punishment punches that he's been taking.
Santos has to mount an offense, though, now, because Buster's really teeing off, setting himself and really ripping the punches.
And he's looking for that cut. But by him waiting, though, is very bad, Gil.
And it's definitely been opened up again in these last few seconds of round 12.
Santos, he just wants to move now. He's not throwing as many punches out there now. That one came from Boston.
Those are two of the greatest misses I've seen.
Hold. Watch your heads, both of you. Okay? You just watch it, both of you. Let's go. Let's go.
Man, it's you. They both get to actually see whose fault it is.
The end of round number 12. Drayton punishing Carlos Santos in that 12th round, and the cut certainly a factor now in these later rounds. There you have a good look at the location of it.
Very bad spot.
Left eyebrow, and they're working there to try and staunch the flow of blood. We have round 13 coming up, scheduled for 15. Carlos Santos, great physical shape for this fight, and credit Buster Drayton as well, being physically prepared and certainly mentally prepared.
Well, I can tell you one thing. They've been throwing a lot of punches in this fight. I mean, heavy blows. These guys are out to rip each other's head off. This is the way you fight for a championship.
We have seen that style of action through the 2 earlier championship bouts here on Showtime. The Triple Crown of Championship Boxing tonight, live from Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands. You're looking at the 3rd jewel in it, and that is Carlos Santos in red, Buster Drayton in white for the IBF junior middleweight title. Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, and marvelous Marvin Hagler.
All right, and here we have it again, where Buster turned southpaw and Santos turned the other way. Now Santos is back to his comfortable position, but Drayton stays as a southpaw.
I believe I started a lot of that stuff now. I don't know. A lot of these guys think they can do it, but they still can't master it like the kid.
Well, that's I have to give you all the credit in the world, but that's one of the things that separates you from a lot of other fighters. The fact that you have that smooth switch over from southpaw to orthodox style.
They never know. I leave him standing there. Ultimate of surprise. Yeah, I leave him laying there.
That was our producer, Peter Ralph, reminding Marvin, and Marvin agreed. Well, amazingly, Santos still bouncing around.
And Buster's let him do what he wants out there instead of keeping the pressure a little tighter on him.
Santos is going to have to mount a little bit more of an offense, though, as I said before. for him, because he's supposed to be trying to win the fight, not stay.
What kind of move was that?
That was...
He did get tangled in. He didn't know which way to go. Southpaw right-handed right then. And Buster's getting a little lazier now with them punches that he's throwing.
Right hand got Santos' attention.
Yes, it sure did.
But Buster can't feel as though that he's won this fight already, and that's what it's looking like to me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Santos has lost a lot of snap in his punches at the present time.
And that's Buster. Buster's a counter, so when he throws one, he's coming right back with one.
A bit left in round 13. Good combination by Drayton.
One thing that's great about Buster, he's always been in tremendous shape. That's why we can call him up at any time and have him come to our camp and work.
Well, that's the way a fight is supposed to be. He's supposed to stay in the gym and be in condition. It's his business, and it's the only business that he has.
Whoa! Buster just got hit, too, with a good punch. They're trading blows again.
Drayton getting the better of it here.
Drayton just has to be a little cautious in there, I think.
Just too strong right now for Santos. Just too strong.
Coming to the end of round 13.
Pull that cup. Give me some ice back there. Listen to me. Go ahead, Eddie. Listen to me. I want you to box this son with that jab in his face. You hear me? You got 6 minutes for the fucking title. Don't let this motherfucker steal it from you. You hear what I'm telling you? Huh? Okay, you got the title. Don't let this motherfucker come out and storm you. Okay, Damon, you got this title. You work your jab. You score the points. I want you to score.
Don't make him score.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Come back and let him run. Hit him. Just give him
You got 6 minutes, sweetheart. You want to go home with it or without it?
What
do you want?
You got it. I want it. Come on.
All right, then go out and do it then.
2 rounds to go, buddy. 2 rounds.
6 minutes away. 6 minutes away from being the champ.
Come on. 1 minute away.
I heard that one.
Come on.
There are exactly 5 different voices being heard there. Even Eddie Aliano, the cut man with a swab in his mouth, managed to get in some advice, and we apologize for some of the X-rated language that may have reached your tender ears. The excitement in the corner of Buster Drayton as they tell him he's 6 minutes away from a championship. This is round number 14.
Buster still came back off like he won this title, though. He still got to be the aggressive the way he's been all throughout this fight and put his punches together.
He's physically overpowering Santos at the moment.
Santos is slick.
Oh, he's no question about that. He's master boxer.
I see Buster stole one of my move, pop him to the belly, come back with the straight right there. You got to learn something from the champ, right?
Yeah, if he wins this title, he's not going to be running back to the gym every time you call.
Hey, I know that now. No, his price goes up.
That's right. But he's got to get through 2 more here. The Carlos Santos challenge for the vacant crown against the same challenge from Buster Drayton, and Carlos not about to surrender anything yet.
No, Buster got frustrated. Boxing orthodoxy, switched back to southpaw again.
He probably wants to hit him with the right, with the left hook, because he's moving into the left hook now. Buster's holding his punches a lot now. And this is where what's name beating him to the punch. He's got to beat him to the punch.
Well, I don't think Buster should fight southpaw.
But he does a better job there, looks like, on the southpaw side. This way he might get in trouble right here.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
I'm really amazed, though, by the conditioning that Buster Drayton. That's what I thought would be his biggest problem.
Well, the judges, Roberto Ramirez from Puerto Rico, Carol Polis from Pennsylvania, John Stewart from New Jersey, will decide the outcome of this if it goes 1 more round in 45 seconds.
His corner was instructing him to use that jab there, and he's not using it enough. and he's effective with it when he uses it. Buster Drayton.
Well, it's tough to jab a moving southpaw. That was a good straight left hand by Santos. And that landed a little.
Well, let's set him up. You know you got to set a man up by using the jab. Let's set him up. His eye is starting to bleed again, Santos. Nice, nice.
Just banged heads again.
We're in Buster Drayton's corner.
Come on, sweetheart, let's go here. Hold the cup all the way out. To his face, Eddie.
No. Turn around. Hold him down, big game. One more round. One more round. Buster, listen. Listen to try and unload the tail. So you got to be ready. Be ready for him. Whatever he come out, you be ready for him, okay, Dean? You keep your hands up. One more, Eddie. Give him another. I want you to get off.
Hay que ganarte también.
Este no hay que tirar el palo con él también, ¿sabes? Coño, pues estamos gafos, hay que asegurarlo. Este es el último round.
Well, they've done a good job on the cut on Carlos Santos. It was wide open, and here he is coming out for the 15th round.
Do you suppose, Gil, that they're taking the view that he's behind and that he's going to have to let it all hang out? Or do you think they may feel that he's outpointed Drayton at this point?
Well, if I was in his corner, Tim, I know I'd be telling him he has to win this round big and maybe score a knockout.
Let's go. Step back. Okay, let's go.
Well, let's see how Santos approaches it. He has been on his toes throughout 14 rounds. Had some effective body attack going in the middle rounds of the fight, but in our view, Drayton has taken these later rounds away from Santos.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful that he don't, mess up and lose it now.
You know, Bob, you talk about the stamina of the fighters. What about the stamina of Tim Ryan? 45 rounds of boxing. He's still going strong.
Well, you guys have been with me all the way, too.
But we're younger and stronger than you are.
Well, I'm just grateful I only have to move my tonsils or what's left of them in there.
I'm only 29, so I'll help hold you up. Don't worry.
There's a right hand by Drayton, but Santos willing to stay there and trade.
Santos is doing a good job this round. Side to side, and again he goes back to the bread and butter to the body. There he is again, underneath. Underneath.
He's going to come with more combinations in this round now, see? Just what I'm saying. He probably fixed something now. He got nothing to lose but go for broke.
Well, I think he would have fought more this way the last 3 or 4 rounds if it wasn't for the cut eye. He sure is letting it all hang out now.
Buster ain't got nothing now, see? He's letting it go. He's letting it go.
He has to start everything with that left hand to the body.
Buster's tired. He's tired.
Great finish by Santos. Terrific finish here in this 15th round.
This could be a long 1 minute and 21 seconds.
Has he got the power, though, to stop Buster Drayton, even if Drayton is tired?
No, he's got the speed, though. You don't have to have the power.
There's a solid right by Drayton.
Right on the cut.
That slowed him up.
Nice.
Another one. We're in the final minute. Another exciting championship bout on this Triple Crown evening.
Triple Crown is just what it was because it was exciting all the way through.
What a round again. What a finish. What a finish for a 15-round fight. Wow. Look at this Santos go. Look at him go.
Under the 30-second mark. Finally his hands come down.
And Buster's tired.
They're both tired, but Santos just keeps throwing them.
15 seconds to go, huh? He's went back to the bodies, guys. He's going back to the bodies.
Well, this is just like the finish of the last one, Jimmy Paul and Benito Perez. Two warriors finish on a fight display. And a smile of respect and appreciation by both fighters. It's a lovely moment in this violent game when you see that. I've seen you do it often. Your respect and your appreciation that you You yourself, Marvin Hagler, have always hidden from the other guy until the fight's over, and then you're the first one to go and grab him and hug him. That's a great moment in sport.
Well, that's what's good. There should be a sportsmanship there, and I hope that these two guys do the same thing.
Well, they sure showed that same spirit at the finish of that exciting round and the finish of an exciting fight. Let's go back and see some of that action. Unbelievable after the pace through 15 rounds, the two of them reaching from some inner reserve. Santos, no doubt feeling that he needed to be the stronger guy if he had any chance to get a decision, or possibly feeling that he needed a knockout. We'll find out how the judges view it.
Yeah.
Well, Marv, that was some finish to that fight. 15 tough, hard rounds.
I don't know if I can take any more sitting here with you guys. I like it better in the inside. The excitement.
Oh, it was just a great night.
Great night.
A lot of fun, and all these kids were in great condition. That's what boxing's all about. And what Tim says, when they hug each other as soon as the final bell rings, that's what people don't understand about boxing. All these critics of boxing, they go, oh, the idea is to damage the other guy, hurt the other guy. That's a lot of baloney. No, it's a sport, and when the bell rings at the end of the 15th round, if they had any animosity, they wouldn't be hugging each other. There it is, and there's the hug right there. Well, they're both walking around. Mickey Duff is smiling confidently. He feels that Buster Drayton's going to get his decision. And he's shaking his head. Usually he's a pretty sharp guy.
Gotta get one.
And here's the two fighters shaking hands again. I tell you, that's really good sportsmanship. Just a great fight. Great fellas, both of them.
Oh, they both put a great effort out tonight. They both lose a vacant title, and I tell you, like you said earlier, it's a shame that someone has to lose and someone wins.
Well, all right, we're all ready for the decision. Let's go up to the ring. Announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. The winner of this bout will be the IBF Junior Middleweight Champion. Judge Ramirez scores the bout 143-143. Judge John Stewart has it 145-141. And Judge Carol Paulus has it 145-140. The winner by majority decision, the South Philly Demon, Buster Drayton.
Well, I think one of the biggest factors in the fight was the cut eye.
Oh, you know it. That's what it's about. But you got a jubilant Buster Drayton out there, and this kid has worked real hard all his life in here. I think he deserved to have that title. But now, it's not over. Now the hard work just begins.
Let's go up to the ring announcer, Tim Ryan, with the new champion of the world, Buster Drayton.
Buster, you're understandably excited here. Would you amplify on what you mean by you're going home?
I brought it home.
All right.
Hey, you know, first of all, I'd like to thank God for this, because God was with me. You know, see, I'm acting as a prophet for Jesus. You know, he told me to be his prophet, to tell everybody that we can make it. All you gotta do is have faith in Jesus, like I have. You see what kind of fighter I was, up and down fighter. But I gave my soul to Jesus, and he guided me. And the message is, if you have faith and trust in Jesus, you can do as I did.
Buster, you also got to get in shape, and you got to put in 15 rounds of work like you did. You also have to do that, as a good Lord will tell you, if he were talking to you. And you did it tonight. Carlos Santos was not an easy opponent. You knew he wouldn't be, but it was an impressive show. Did you feel that you were the stronger man at the finish, that 15th round? He came from some inner reserve and really gave you a go.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. Marvin was watching me, so I had to do it. I couldn't let Marvin down. That's my teacher.
Are you going to go back to the gym if he needs a sparring partner now?
Hey, I work with Marvin anytime. Me and Marvin is like brothers. We like family.
Even though you're a champion, at least the price is going to go up, right?
Yeah, the price goes up. Hey, I would like to say, with this belt, and with all the powers invested in me, I would like to say that I would do everything in my power to uphold all the traditions of the IBF and all the rest of the commissions that's, you know, in conjunction with this belt.
All right, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Buster Drayton is the new IBF Junior Middleweight Champion of the world at 154 pounds. An excited young man who brought it home to Philadelphia. And all of those tough Philadelphia fighters will appreciate the effort put in by Buster Drayton tonight in another thrilling bout, the third in the Triple Crown events that we had here tonight. And let's just get a reaction from Marvin Hagler. I know you got to feel good about your man who's worked so hard for you in the gym up in Brockton.
Oh, definitely. You know, he deserved it really well. You know, this guy had all the heart in the world and determination. All he needed was a break, and he got it tonight.
Well, I'll tell you something, Marvin. It was a great night of boxing. 6 fighters, all in excellent condition. This is what boxing's all about. There wasn't anybody going in there just to get a payday or anything else. All these kids were trying. We had some great fights, great results.
Can I say something? As far as seeded, they were all 15-round fights, too. I noticed that tonight. And I told you what conditioning does pay off for a guy in the later rounds. But WBC feels a little different about it. But I say that you have to be in great shape, and those extra 3 rounds are the hardest.
I feel the same way. I say the 15 rounds is the championship distance. Now let's go back to Tim Ryan for final words.
All right, Gil. Well, you know the odds say 45 rounds of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, and sometimes you get 3 one-round knockouts. Well, you got your money's worth here tonight, and they were all thrilling 15-round fights. We saw the upset. Bernardo Pinago from Venezuela, now living in Panama, with an upset victory over Gabby Cantazales to win the WBA Bantamweight Championship. Jimmy Paul in a tough go against Cubanito Perez, defending his IBF lightweight crown, and Buster Drayton winning the vacant IBF junior middleweight crown, and another thriller against the former champion Carlos Santos. And so, for Gil Clancy and marvelous Marvin Hagler, this is Tim Ryan saying we hope you enjoyed a great, exciting night of boxing here on Showtime, and so long from the Brendan Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands of New Jersey.